Good morning, everyone. We are here at Aplin Farms with Mr. John, and we will get to him in just a second. But if you can, all the teachers, please put your school and how many are in your class in the chat box below. And any individuals that are watching, if you can put where you're from and how many are watching in the chat box as well. And if you could, please turn off your video and mute your mic. So, Mr. John, thank you for spending the morning with us this morning. How deep do you plant your sunflower seeds?
Sunflowers need to be planted very shallow, about 1/4 of an inch, about this deep, and then keep them watered so that they'll come up.
Okay. So how long do you think that it takes to germinate from planting your seed to being this tall?
It depends on the variety. These type sunflowers will, from the time we plant them to the time they bloom like this, is about 55, 60 days. Some other varieties of sunflowers take longer, maybe even up to 100 days for some of the really big sunflowers.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how long does it, well, it takes about, with the different varieties, you said about 55 days or more. So how many colors do sunflowers come in?
Sunflowers actually come in, yellow is the main type of sunflower, but there are anything from orange to striped to red, and all different yellows and oranges, all those different colors. But like I said, the most popular and the main sunflower is yellow.
Sunflowers follow the sun?
That is one of our most frequently asked questions. Sunflowers do not follow the sun. If you look at all of these flowers, they face the east all day long. Don't know why, but they face east all day long.
So they don't face each other either if they can't find the sun?
They don't face each other. They always face basically east.
Okay. So what do we use sunflowers for besides beautiful flower arrangements?
Sunflowers are used for a lot of things. Oil, cooking oil, animal feed, bird seed. If you go buy the bird seed at the store to put out in your bird feeders, a lot of it has sunflower seeds in it. There's some medicinal uses for it that I'm not exactly familiar with, but there are several different uses for sunflowers other than just being pretty.
Well, that is very interesting. So how many seeds do a sunflower head contain?
It's going to just depend on the size of the sunflower. This one is about half pollinated, but when it gets pollinated, there'll probably be 500 to 1,000 little seeds in it.
Wow, that is very interesting. How tall have you seen your sunflowers get?
This type of sunflower, these are a little short this year because of different weather conditions every year. Sometimes they're like this. Sometimes they may be head high for this specific varieties, but we've grown some other varieties like the giant flowers that we've had some 18 to 20 feet before. But
wow.
That's a different type of sunflower than this is. That's some of the more giant sunflowers.
Yeah, those giant sunflowers. Okay. How important are bees for your sunflowers?
Bees are important for the sunflowers or anything else. We have to have bees, whether it be honeybees or bumblebees, for pollination of our flowers and even our fruits and our vegetables.
Okay. And how many types of sunflowers are there out there?
I'm not really sure about that. I know there's a lot, as we talked about before. There's lots of different colors and types. And then these that we're growing here are basic peridobic sunflowers. They're not going to be like the ones you eat where you have the white and brown striped seed. These are going to have solid black seeds in them. They're oil seed sunflowers. They're the ones that are used for oil and or bird seed or bird feed.
Okay. So a few different facts. Sunflowers are native to the U.S. A sunflower grown in the Netherlands holds the record for being the tallest sunflower in the world. It measured to be 25 feet and 5.4 inches. And here it says there's about 70 different types of sunflowers. And another question, if I'm growing these sunflowers at home, when can I harvest my garden sunflowers? And how will I know are they ready? And how do I roast them?
All right, lots of good questions. You can plant your sunflowers in your garden anytime starting about here where we live, anytime after about mid-March when frost is gone. And like we said, it's going to take them about 50 to 100 days, depending on the variety, before they're ready for harvest. So, and you can plant them anytime in between. We plant ours here in July and August so that they bloom in October for pumpkin season. But when you get ready to harvest a sunflower, if you're going to harvest it for a flower, you want it to be not pollinated. This sunflower is half pollinated. The center is not pollinated, but this outside has been pollinated. If it's fully pollinated, it's not going to last very long as a cut flower. Okay. Once all of this gets pollinated, in about 10 days, the petals will start falling off, the flower will turn brown, and then you can simply just take the sunflower and cut it off and hang it upside down. Okay. And let it dry for about a month. And then all of this stuff will fall off and the seeds will be behind this. Okay. And then once it dries, you can shell the seeds out of it and use the seed for whatever purpose that you're going to roast or do whatever. But when you hang it up somewhere the birds and the squirrels can't get to it, because they will eat it whether it's green or dry.
All of our little critters. Here there is a bumblebee. This is one of the pollinators that help pollinate pretty much everything on Earth, but also the sunflower field.
And you can see the pollen all over him.
All over his legs. Okay, so other than your beautiful sunflower field, tell us about Aplin Farms.
On Aplin Farms, we grow fruits and vegetables here on Aplin Farms. We start in March with strawberries, March, April, and May, and then peaches during May. We have a very short peach season. We just grow a few varieties of peaches here. Then our vegetable season is during June and July with tomatoes, peas, corn, all of that kind of stuff through the summer. And then October is pumpkin season.
Okay. So what are some things for our families to come out and do at Aplin Farms during October?
During October, we have the pumpkin patch, or you can come out here to the sunflower field, pick sunflowers, pick pumpkins. We have a corn maze, several other activities and things like that for the kids and adults as well.
Oh yeah, sounds fun for everyone. So for anyone kind of concerned about the any health restrictions, what are some things that Aplin Farms is doing to help with that?
Well, we're trying to follow all of our CDC and state guidelines that are prescribed for us to do. We are outside as long as you can maintain the correct social distance. Then when you're out here in the field, you don't have to wear a mask. If you get yourself in a situation that you're too close, then you need to have a mask on. We keep everything more sanitized than normal. We do that anyway, but of course this year we're sanitizing a lot more than normal. And then we're trying to keep like our wagons at half capacity. Okay. And just trying to keep spread it out. We're also encouraging our guests to try to come during the weekdays if possible, because weekends are very hectic. So we're encouraging people to come during the weekday afternoons when we're open for activities, when it's not so busy, to avoid the crowds.
That makes sense. It sounds like it's very safe and still fun here at Aplin Farms during October.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. David, have you got our video up and going yet?
The seeds will sprout, forming a young plant. This is often referred to as seed germination. It can take 5 to 12 days for germination to occur. The plant will continue to grow by developing strong roots and a healthy stalk. The stalk will produce several large leaves. These leaves are needed to create energy for the plant to develop its flowers. Some flowers will produce a single head at the tip of the stalk. Other plants will produce several flowers on their main stem. You can watch the flower head form. In just a few days, it will begin to open up. You can see the gradual process. Sometimes the flower head can be as large as your hand. The center of the flower is usually brown. This is where the seed will develop. It is not uncommon to see a few insects on the flower centers collecting pollen. During the day, the flower head will turn with the sun so you can watch it move. As the flowers age, they will begin to dry out and the flower head will fold over. This is a good thing. It is getting the seeds dry for either you to eat or for you to plant next year. I encourage you to plant your own sunflowers at home. Remember to keep them watered and they will grow tall and strong.
We are riding on the wagon, just heading on out of Aplin Farms. This is part of the back of the sunflower field. And I just wanted to thank everyone for watching and visiting us today with at Aplin Farms. Here is the Aplin Farm pumpkin patch. You can see some pumpkins out there. We'll learn about pumpkins in 2 weeks. Again, we just want to thank everybody, and I hope you can join us next week. We'll be talking about cotton. So we'll be in the cotton field, and we'll get to ride on a big old cotton picker. So we'll see you next week, this same time on Thursday. Thank you very much. Don't forget to put your teacher name, your school, and how many students are watching. Thank you very much.